Now in theory, our next topic taken is Dalton's law of partial pressure. This law is applicable for a mixture of valid for a mixture of non-reacting gases. This law is valid or applicable for a mixture of non-reacting gas only. So let us take the one term is used here, partial pressure. Before we take the law statement, we can take the meaning of this term partial pressure. How we define this term? Partial pressure. Definition क्या होगा इसका? We can write definition first. It is the pressure that a gas would exert when present alone or along with other non-reacting gases in a mixture of gases. It is the pressure that a gas would exert when present alone or along with other non-reacting gases in a gas mixture. This is called partial pressure of the gas. Meaning what? If we take in a container, we have a gas. That gas can be alone or we can add some extra gas. But for that gas, in same conditions of temperature and volume, for that gas they will have same partial pressure. Partial is part wise. Total pressure में कितना contribution है एक gas का, that is called for that gas partial pressure. How to find this? How to find for the gas partial pressure? Mathematically, before the gas we can have calculation as partial pressure is equal to total pressure of the gas mixture into mole fraction of the gas. For the gas, how to find partial pressure? It is product of mole fraction into total pressure will give for the given gas or for the given or concerned gas partial pressure. So I hope it is clear. Partial pressure calculation. Now how to find mole fraction? Suppose we take a gas mixture of A and B are two gases. In that case, moles of gas A can be taken Na and moles of gas B can be taken as Nb. So what can be taken? Mole fraction of A. Symbol taken chi A or xa. You can use symbol. Mole fraction of A. It can be taken chi A is equal to how much? It is moles of gas A by total moles Na plus Nb. Similarly, we can have mole fraction of gas B can be taken Nb upon Na plus Nb, or I can write directly 1 minus Xa. Meaning what? The sum total of mole fractions of both the gas in this mixture is how much? Equal to 1. You can see from here that sum total of mole fraction Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. Or you can take more gas, so you can add the mole fraction of all the components will be equal to 1. The sum total of mole fraction of all the components will be equal to 1. So that is the meaning of term mole fraction. What is mole fraction? Moles of a given gas by total number of moles is mole fraction. Then you can take like for gas in mixture of gas A and B, moles of A taken Na, moles of B taken Nb. So mole fraction of A can be taken Xa or chi A, moles of A by total moles. Then B can be taken similarly Nb upon total moles. That can be simply 1 minus Xa. So we can take summation of mole fraction of two or more components. I have taken two gases. We may have more than two gas in the gas mixture. So sum total of mole fractions of all the gas in the gas mixture is equal to 1. I hope this is clear. Now you can use this point for study of this Dalton's law of partial pressure. Now we have got the term mole fraction. Now if I take in the gas mixture taken of two gases, gas A and gas B, or C can be taken. So in this case, let us take moles of A is taken Na, moles of B taken Nb are the number of moles. So mole fraction can be taken accordingly. Xa is mole fraction and we have mole fraction Xb. Then in this case, suppose for the gas mixture, the total pressure can be taken. Total pressure taken how much? Pt. Then for gas A, what is partial pressure? If I write here, partial pressure of A. We can write PA is equal to how much? Mole fraction of A into total pressure, and then partial pressure of gas B can be taken. PB is equal to mole fraction of gas B into total pressure. That is the calculation of partial pressure of gas A and B. It is mole fraction of that gas into total pressure will give for one gas partial pressure. Similarly for second gas, partial pressure will be how much? Mole fraction into total pressure. That is how for each gas we can find the partial pressure first. Now for this law we can take statement. It is the law of partial pressure, Dalton's law of partial pressure. तो क्या होता है? You can write statement. Write down the statement. Okay? It states that for a mixture of non-reacting gases. For a mixture of non-reacting gases, the total pressure of gas mixture is equal to sum total of their partial pressures. Meaning if I take for this gas mixture, what can be taken? Total pressure, it is Pa plus Pb. If you have more gas, you can take more also. This can be taken mathematically, Dalton's law of partial pressure, that for a mixture of non-reacting gases, the total pressure of the gas mixture is equal to sum total of their partial pressures. Got this point? That is, total pressure of the gas mixture is equal to sum total of their partial pressures. Okay? Now we can explain this law here also. That in the previous case we have discussed if Pa is how much? Mole fraction of A into total pressure Pt. For gas B, what is partial pressure? Xb into total pressure. For gas A we have partial pressure Pa is equal to X into Pt. For gas B we have partial pressure is equal to Xb into total pressure. Now when you take Pa plus Pb will be how much? Xa into Pt plus Xb into Pt, or I can take Pt common, Xa plus Xb. That is how much equal to 1? Same as Pt. So Pa plus Pb is equal to Pt. Since we know for the gases or gas mixture, the sum total of mole fractions of all the components is equal to 1. So we can explain also this way here mathematically that Pa plus Pb is equal to Pt. Pt is again total pressure of the gas mixture. We have taken two gases in the previous case. Even we take more gases, so we can write now as a whole. In short, this Dalton's law of partial pressure mathematically given by expression Pa plus Pb and so on. Okay, for a mixture of non-reacting gases, the total pressure of the gas mixture is equal to sum total of their individual partial pressures. I hope it is clear. Now we have used one word again and again, mixture of non-reacting gases. Why this only? Why not reacting gases? The simple logic is that if we have gas mixture, they are reacting mutually, then number of moles will change. If number of moles will change, mole fraction will change. When mole fraction will change, they change their partial pressures. That's the reason why we take a mixture of only non-reacting gases. Okay? On reacting gas mixture, mole will change, mole fraction change, so they change their partial pressures. So this expression then may not be remaining valid because of chemical reactions. So I hope this is first point clear. Now, next point can be taken here. In solving questions at many points, we are using one concept of average molar mass. Concept of average molar mass. Let us see that also. We can take one concept of average molar mass. Average molar mass of the gas mixture, or it is also called as molar mass of gas mixture. M mixture means the molar mass of gas mixture, molar weight of gas mixture. How to find this M average or M mixture? It simply can be taken as total weight of the gas mixture by total number of moles. See this concept of average molar mass, Dalton's law of partial pressure, the term partial pressure is useful, will be used in topic chemical equilibrium. When we read the chapter chemical equilibrium, this concept is required. Or we can have one more expression, it is summation of molar weight into mole fractions of the gas mixture. That is how we can find the average molar mass of the gas mixture. It is simple, total weight by total number of moles, or it is summation of the product of molar weight into mole fractions of different gases. Will give the M average or M mixture. See how to find this M average or M mixture relation wise. आपको क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ है, आपको मिक्सचर दिया है गैस का, क्या क्या दिया है? A gas mixture consisting of 2 moles of helium and 1 mole of methane. Then find M average or M mixture. For this gas mixture, what is average molar mass? See, we can use that relation either of the expression. If I take first one, total weight by total moles, they are same actually. What is total moles? How to find the total weight of helium, moles of helium into molar weight helium. Then for methane, moles into molar weight by total moles is how much? 2 plus 1, 3. That is how much? 16 plus 8, 24 by 3, 8. That is first expression. Total weight by total moles can give the average molar mass or M mixture. Second expression taken, M mixture or M average mass, summation of mole, that relation molar mass into mole fractions. From this expression we have the helium, molar mass is 4. For helium we have how much mole fraction? 2 mole of helium plus 1 mole of methane, total 3 moles, so 2 by 3 plus. Second gas taken is methane. For methane we have molar mass 16, moles 1, total mole 3. This expression can just compare. It is 4 into 2 by 3, 16 into 1 by 3. Result is same. So both are the same expressions. We have both expressions same. Average molar mass or molar mass of mixture is total weight by total number of moles, can be given by expression summation of this one or this one. Both can be used here. So I hope this concept is clear. Average molar mass or the molar mass of gas mixture. Now before we take questions, one more term is used in question solving, that dry gas and moist gas. Dry gas and moist gas. In that term to study, we will take one term called as vapor pressure. We will take one term, vapor pressure first. In the study of Dalton's law, when we take pressure of dry gas and moist gas, relation है इसमें, तो we will use one term, vapor pressure. Before we take that relation, we can take the meaning of this term, vapor pressure. How we define this term, vapor pressure? When we take in a container, We can take some liquid and it is covered by some jar. Suppose liquid taken is water, for example. It can be water vapor. They will not go to atmosphere outside. They remain in this only space. So we have initially vapor molecules. They evaporate. They keep on giving vapors. When vapor phase we have sufficient amount of vapors, they condense and collide with the liquid surface. So what happens? The two process. One is called evaporation process, forward reaction liquid to vapor conversion, and backward is called reaction of condensation. They are at equilibrium. When the two process, evaporation and condensation, are at equilibrium, in that condition the pressure of vapor mixture, the pressure of vapor is called as vapor pressure. So how we define this term vapor pressure? It is the pressure exerted by vapor molecules at liquid surface. At liquid surface when the rate of evaporation becomes equal to rate of condensation. We have two processes, one is evaporation, one is condensation. When these two are having equal rate, means at equilibrium point, in that condition the pressure of vapor molecules at liquid surface is called as vapor pressure. Okay, then some property we can have for vapor pressure, that is property taken vapor pressure. This property first of all is an example of intensive property. Intensive property you will study in thermodynamics in detail. इसका meaning क्या है? Simple you can remember right now. This property is mass independent. This property is mass independent. Intensive means mass independent. Memorize that way. And then for a liquid, इसका meaning क्या होता है? कि if you take in a container less amount of liquid or more amount of liquid, or liquid can have more surface area or may have less surface area, on that this property does not depend. This property doesn't depend. क्या लिखा है? Mass independent. It depends only on one property, one thing, that is temperature. Okay, for a liquid, the vapor pressure is directly proportional to temperature only. Temperature only. Okay, for a liquid, the vapor pressure is directly proportional to temperature. One expression is used here. Let us see that expression also. That we can take this property vapor pressure is directly proportional to temperature. That expression you can have here, log P2 by P1 is given by delta H vaporization by 2.303 R T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. This equation can be used here to see the effect of temperature on the vapor pressure of liquid. This equation is called as Clapeyron Clausius equation. This equation gives effect of temperature on vapor pressure. In the given expression we can take here the term taken P1 and P2 are vapor pressure of liquid at temperatures T1 and T2 respectively, and then R is gas constant, and then you can take delta H vaporization. It is called enthalpy of vaporization. क्या होता है? It can be taken as enthalpy or heat change. Heat required required to convert 1 mole liquid to vapor phase at boiling point temperature. This expression taken here is called as Clapeyron-Clausius equation. This equation gives effect of temperature on the vapor pressure of the liquids. P1, P2 are the vapor pressure of liquid at T1, T2 temperature. R is gas constant. It is called enthalpy of vaporization. Meaning what? When we have liquid was evaporating, liquid to vapor conversion, we may have any case. I am just citing water or other case. Then in the evaporation of liquid, heat is required. So this heat required in this case is called as enthalpy of vaporization. क्या है इसका definition? Amount of heat required to convert 1 mole of liquid to vapor phase at boiling point temperature. So we can take in the expression taken here, delta H will be always positive. It is heat required, so it is always positive. Reaction क्या हुआ ये वाला? Liquid to vapor conversion will be endothermic reaction. Heat is absorbed for this conversion. So delta H taken positive for this vaporization. We can see from here. Then onwards, see in the same expression taken here, when you take delta H vaporization, it is positive. So you can take, we have three cases. If we have T1, T2 equal, same temperature, then what happens? This term becomes 0. Whole term 0. For 0 we have how much? N log equal to 1. That means then you can write here P1 is equal to P2. Meaning at same temperature, a liquid will have same vapor pressure. That is meaning that this vapor pressure is directly depending only on temperature. At same temperature, liquid have same vapor pressure. Then if T2 is more than T1, it is positive. आपको पता लग गया इसमें. So we can take here, then if T2 is more than T1, with rising temperature what happens? This value or ratio increases. With rising temperature on heating the liquid, this as a whole the value will increase. Increasing means ratio also increase. The ratio of P2 by P1 increase. That means P2 become more than P1. That is point means कि for a liquid vapor pressure is directly dependent on temperature. With rising temperature, for the liquid vapor pressure will increase. By this expression it can be seen, and I hope it is clear. Now इसका significance क्या है? Actually we get sometime कि the gas is collected over water or solution. In that case the gas will have some vapors. Remember, all the gas laws are applicable only for dry gases. All the gas laws we can apply for dry gas, not for the moist gas. If we have moist gas, it contains some moisture, so we need to find first the pressure of dry gas. So how to find pressure of dry gas? If we are collecting the gas or gas is moist having some vapors. Let us see that expression. Now coming the relation here, pressure of dry gas. What is pressure of moist gas? I can write here first. It can be taken pressure of dry gas plus aqueous tension. Now what is aqueous tension? Aqueous tension can be taken same as vapor pressure. It is same as vapor pressure of water at a given temperature. The vapor pressure will be same. That is called aqueous tension. So from here we can find the pressure of dry gas will be pressure of moist gas minus aqueous tension. This relation we can use here for calculation of pressure of dry gas. Whenever this question given to you and they are mentioning the dry gas, moist gas or aqueous tension or vapor pressure term, be careful. We can apply different gas law only for the dry gas. not for the moist gas. So first in that kind of question find the pressure of dry gas, and then at same temperature the liquid will have same vapor pressure or aqueous tension if it is water, and then you can do the question accordingly. Vapor pressure will remain same at same temperature, and rest property can change on changing volume, etc. So it is Dalton's law. Different points we have discussed here. Now let us take some question practice on this Dalton's law. Now let us take some questions on Dalton's law of partial pressure base. आपको दो क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे दिए हुए उन्होंने. You write both the questions and try enter on both. Then we'll discuss. Write on first question. देखिए, equal weight of ethane and hydrogen are mixed in an empty container at 25 degrees Celsius. Then the fraction of total pressure exerted by hydrogen is. आपको निकालना है कितना होगा फ्रैक्शन. And second question is given to you. A mixture of hydrogen and O2 at 1 bar pressure contains 20% of hydrogen by weight. Contain 20% by weight of hydrogen. Then find the partial pressure of hydrogen. It is PH2 means find the partial pressure of hydrogen. Try both the question later on. Now coming on solution part. For solving first part of the question, देखिए इसमें क्या है, fraction of total pressure means it is same as mole fraction. In such question when they ask question fraction of total pressure that a gas can exert will be same as mole fraction. Will be same as mole fraction. When they ask such kind of question, you simply find the mole fraction and that is your answer. So to solve this question, we can use the same expression, fraction of total pressure that is exerted by the hydrogen is. तो आपको दोनों का equal weight दिया है, equal moles नहीं है, equal weight. So what is the mole fraction of hydrogen? It is moles of hydrogen. Let us take each gas is taken W gram by molar weight of hydrogen 2. Divide by W by 2 plus W by what is ethane C2H6. Ethane is C2H6 which have molar weight how much? W by C2H6 is 30. That I'm solving coming how much mole fraction here? 15 by 16. अब चेक करो निकाल के. The mole fraction coming 15 by 16. So this is the same as fraction of total pressure that the hydrogen gas will exert. It is same answer. So answer for this first question become 15 by 16. So whenever you get this kind of question, find the mole fraction. That's your answer. Now coming on second question. A mixture of H2 and O2 at 1 bar pressure contains 20% by weight of hydrogen. Then find for hydrogen gas partial pressure. In second question, we can take here let total weight is taken A gram. Then what is the weight of hydrogen? 0.2 A gram. What is the mole fraction of hydrogen? 0.2 A by 2. Weight upon molar weight of hydrogen by oxygen 0.2 A by 2 plus 0.8 A by 32. From here you can find the mole fraction of hydrogen gas. आप चेक करो कितना आ रहा है निकालने पर यहाँ पे mole fraction of hydrogen gas. This mole fraction of hydrogen gas is coming on solving 0.8. अब चेक करो कि mole fraction of H2 come 0.8. So what is for hydrogen gas partial pressure? Mole fraction into total pressure 1 bar. That is same as 0.8 bar as the answer. So in such question when the weight percentage is given, you find first the mole fraction or you find the mole fraction first. Because for calculation of the gases partial pressure, we require mole fraction and total pressure. We are given in this question total pressure 1 bar. Use that directly. Are you clear? So let us take next question now. Let us take next question. Question आपको दिया है a mixture contains, write down question. A mixture contains N2O4 and NO2 gases in the ratio 2:1 by volume. In the ratio 2:1 by volume, then find the vapor density of the gas mixture. Find the vapor density of the gas mixture. So try this question yourself. So it's very easy question. आपको दिया है mole ratio, so we can find in this case the average molar mass of the gas mixture. What is average molar mass of the gas mixture? By the relation summation of total molar mass into mole fractions of the mixture. You can use this formula here. What is M average of the gas mixture? N2O4 have molar weight 92. What is mole fraction of N2O4? 2/3. Plus for NO2 gas molar weight 46 into mole fraction 1/3. This gives the average molar mass. Then from the average molar mass we can find the vapor density of the gas mixture. It is M mixture by 2. On solving this, answers will be coming M mixture or M average by 2. It is coming 38.3. Now remember, this kind of expressions are valid only for gases. Valid for only for gases, because the gas mixture is always homogeneous. The gas mixture is always homogeneous, not heterogeneous. So since the gas mixture is being homogeneous, for them this kind of expressions can be applicable. So be careful. These relations are only valid for the gases. Okay. So in solving we get the answer of this question. Now let us take next question. Now write next question. देखिए, a sample of air contains only nitrogen, oxygen and water. It is saturated with water vapors and total pressure is 640 torr. The vapor pressure of water is 40 torr and the molar ratio of N2 and O2 is 3:1. Find the partial pressure of nitrogen in the sample. Find the partial pressure of nitrogen in the sample. Note the question and try this question here. Now coming on solution part, we discuss in this case we are using vapor pressure of water. I told you, I'm again repeating, that all the gas laws can be applicable only for the dry gases. That means in the given case, in the air, what is pressure of dry gases? That means here N2 plus O2 gas only will be pressure of moist gas minus vapor pressure of water, that is 600 torr. 1 torr is same as 1 millimeter of mercury. 1 torr is same as 1 millimeter of mercury. Now in the dry gas we are having N2 and O2 gas only. They have how much mole ratio of moles? This have mole ratio 3:1. So in the dry gases or dry gas mixture, what is mole fraction of nitrogen gas? Mole ratio 3:1, so 3/3 plus 1, that is 3/4. The mole fraction of N2 in the gas mixture is 3/4. Now in the dry gas, for nitrogen gas, we can find the partial pressure of N2 in dry gas. कितना आएगा? Pressure of dry gas into mole fraction of nitrogen 3/4. That's how much here? 450 torr. That is your answer for this question. For the dry gas, we can apply gas laws, and then for them we can solve the question this way. Okay. Let us take one more question. आपका next question यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. दिया the density of gas mixture of N2 and O2 is 1.2 gram per liter at 27 degrees Celsius. then find partial pressure of O2 in the gas mixture. Given value of R, you can take 0.08 liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin, and pressure given is how much? 1 atmosphere. Means also given pressure, आपको दिया है total pressure is given 1 atmosphere in this question. So try this question yourself. Now coming on solution part. To solve this question, आपको लिंक करना है गैस का डेंसिटी को with temperature and pressure, and then to find the mole partial pressure we require mole fraction of oxygen in the gas mixture. So let us take the relation of pressure and volume. P equal to how much? nRT by V. Or what is number of moles? Weight upon molar weight. This can be taken dRT by M. Already explained to you that for the gas mixture the weight by volume can be taken density of the gas. From here we can find M mixture. For the mixture, what is the molar mass? Density D आपको दिया है 1.2, R 0.08, temperature in Kelvin scale 300, pressure atmosphere. That coming on solving 28.8. आप चेक लो निकाल के. That the gas mixture will have in this case molar mass 28.8. It is more than that of nitrogen, which is 28, but less than that of oxygen, which is 32. So when we equate this 28.8 is M mixture is equal to molar mass of oxygen 32 into mole fraction of oxygen plus 28 into mole fraction of nitrogen. Now what is mole fraction of nitrogen? It can be taken 1 minus xO2. Using relation that molar mass of the gas mixture is equal to sum total of their product of molar mass into mole fractions. We have only two gases. One is oxygen, second is nitrogen. So for nitrogen we will have how much mole fraction? 1 minus xO2. For nitrogen we have mole fraction 1 minus xO2, and then we can solve this question. So I hope it's clear. Once we know the xO2, then for O2 gas, what is partial pressure? It is mole fraction of O2 into total pressure, which is given as 1 bar, 1 atmosphere. It is given 1 atmosphere. So your answer will be same virtually as only mole fraction of O2 gas. So sometimes this kind of question will be given to you. Be careful. Easy question होते हैं, you can solve. Now one more question we will discuss here. Now in questions we get sometimes one more common question, and sometimes students are confused also. They ask question that which air is heavier? Which air is heavier? Moist or dry? Moist air or dry air? Now in this question the student think that the moist air will be heavier than the dry air. इसमें meaning क्या होता है? देखिए, dry air contains nitrogen gas plus oxygen gas as the main components, whereas moist air will contain nitrogen plus oxygen plus water vapors. That the moist air contains N2 plus O2 plus water vapors, whereas in dry air we are having two gas only. One is nitrogen gas, second is O2 gas. So in this question or this kind of question, student think one component extra. या होता है ना कि कुछ पड़ा होता है कपड़ा या कुछ भी, पानी डाल दो क्या होगा? गीला हो जाएगा, तो क्या होता है? भारी होता है. बच्चे सोचते हैं इस एंगल से, आपको ऐसे में सोचना है. इसमें हमें क्या देखना है? सिंपली यहाँ पर in this kind of question which air is heavier means which air will have higher density. And for the gas mixture, what is density? It is Pm by RT. M is M mixture. Then for the mixture we can take density calculation. So we can take in this question that for the gas mixture, the density of gas mixture is directly proportional to only molar mass average of the gas mixture, or I can write M average. Now M average we can take or calculate here by the relation taken, summation of molar weight into mole fractions of all the components. So you can see from here easily that N2 have molar weight 28, O2 have molar weight 32, whereas in this case we have one component extra, water, which have molar weight 18, which is lower compared to both the gases. So what happens? That the molar weight average of dry air is more as compared to average molar weight of the moist air. That the average molar mass of dry air is more than average molar mass of the moist air. Since it is higher, so what happens? It is higher means whichever gas will have higher average molar mass will have higher density. So in this case, what is the answer here? The answer will be in this case dry air. Dry air will have higher average molar mass, so will have higher density. So don't get confused in such question or in any kind of question such type given. You need to find the average molar mass, then whichever gas will have higher average molar mass will have higher density. So it is different kind of questions possible on this topic, Dalton's law, which I have explained to you in this topic. Now next law we are starting is Graham's law. Again the law is very important. In entrance examinations we get question more frequently from the Dalton's law or Graham's law. So let us take the next law taken, Graham's law.